Okay, story time. Part two. Okay. All right. This is the episode of Boy Saves Girl. Okay. This girl, and she was in junior high, her first year in junior high, and she was the office assistant, right? And and at the end of the day, she would have to take, like, she was we had the school had like two floors, two different sides, right? With two floors, the upstairs and downstairs. I swear, I am always spitting when I'm talking, and that's why I always wear masks and I always cover my mouth. My mouth is always wet. I don't know what I need to do to get my mouth from being so wet. Cause wait, my mouth is always wet. No, I keep a wet mouth. I mean, I have been married 21 years. Wet mouth works. So if y'all see me slobbing, it is what it is. A win, and I keep my wet mouth. Anyway, back to the story. I had to think about that for a minute. I be talking outside of my neck. Anyway, the girl was the school. The school had two floors and they had separate buildings. So it had the main office and you had the upstairs where you have the second office. So the young lady was an office assistant at the at the second office. So at the end of the day, I think a couple of times a week or once or twice a week, you had to turn in their attendance. So when the bell rings to let the kids out of school, I think we had three bells. I think they had two or three bells. So whenever the bell rings to let them out of school, she would have to run down to the main office to take the attendance. I think that's how I can't. If I'm not mistaken, right? She had to do that. So she would every like once or twice a week. It was more than her, so she didn't have to do it every day, but a couple of times a week, she would do it. Like once or twice a week, she would do it. But anyway, so so in order to do this, when she did this, sometimes she would be leave with some of the detention kids, some of the kids that was in detention or whatever. She would leave with them, or just kids, scragglers, where it wouldn't have nobody there. Now take in mind, she didn't do this every day. So some days she would leave walking and walk home. Now this girl walked when we was in school. If you stayed on a certain time, it didn't matter how far you lived, you had to walk. Like some of us, growing up in the 90s, we had to walk sometimes 5 to 8 miles to get home. We walked a long way, okay? And we all lived in the hood. So, I mean, pretty much, that was the life back then. So she just, walked home. So one day she was leaving school and she seen two of her friends who she usually walk with sometime when she can catch them. So she saw two of her friends. Now take the mind, right at the school that we went to, right next to it was the project. So just like, let's just say this lamp is the school. This post is a fence that separates the school from the project. So when you walk in front of the school, you have to go through the projects to go that way. And in the 90s, we used to have these I don't know what y'all call them now, but these like kids, they were like bad kids and they were older. And they were just dropouts, like high school dropouts, hood boys, dope boys, whatever you want to call them, where you from, that's what they were. And they always would be standing out in front of the projects that all the sixth graders have to pass to get to go home. So if you walk that way, I lived in West End. So I lived in West End, so she would have to walk through that projects to get to where she needs to get to where she needed to go. So So one day she see three of her friends, right? She said, okay, she just decides to, walk with them, to get home. We all live in different places. So as we walk and we see the scragglers, the guys, and it's this one particular guy who kind of freaks her out. And he always would say like rude, derogatory things. Like back then, boys were nasty. And this was back where we had a different kind of culture. Like boys had no coof and they would say derogatory or disgusting things, and it didn't matter that you were in 6th grade. That was just the life. So sometimes you get grown, disgusting men saying stuff, and the boys, would think that's how you talk to women because they see grown men doing it, so they would do it. And this boy used to always creep her out. He used to always creep her out. And so she used to always kind of like divert her eyes, like cause he used to be like, that's how he used to look at her. And he used to always lick his lips. And she used to be like, every time she see him, she used to just like play like he wasn't there. So she with her friends. Now, one of her friends go with, I think the car they was in, with the guy that drive the car. And I think the car that they was in, the car that they were in was like one of them old beat up Delta 88s. If you grew up in the hood, everybody had like a ragged ass Cutlass with some rims on it. What they call them things, or like a old Delta 88 or something, a Deuce in the Court. Somebody had an old ragged ass car. Okay, all the kids had an old ragged ass car. Okay, and they used to be at least about 10, 15 boys hanging together in those cars, right? Well, it was like probably like 4 guys. And they always hung together. And they were bad. They were the bad kids. They were the kids that always jumping people, the kids that always had fights, the kids that always doing something. They were like the bad kids, kind of like on Lean on Me. Y'all remember them badass? That's how they were. That's how the guys were. And they were just not good kids. They were just always up to no good. And he would stare at her. So this one particular day, she walking with her friends, and one of the girls that's with her, she is cool, or she's dating. Let's just say dating the guy that owns the car. Now take to mind the girl, the star, the female lead, the girl of the that's hanging out. The guy that she is scared of, that creeps her out, he's there. He hangs out with them too. He's like kind of like the leader. He's kind of like the leader. It's like whatever he says goes. So he calls her. The guy that's driving the car calls his friend over, and he says something to her, and then she says, y'all, not, and her brother. One of them was her brother. Her brother was in the car too. So she said, come on, y'all, they gonna give us a ride. And the female girl lead says, oh, I'ma walk. And the boy says, no, we gonna give you a ride. I've been trying to figure out where you stay anyway. Like that. And the girl said, no, I'm okay. I'll go home. And then the girlfriend that's the closest to her says, girl, quit tripping. Come on, ride with us. Because she trying to get with another girl. So it's us 3 and them 4, right? In like a Delta 88 raggedy car. Now, the rims is the most expensive thing on the car. So she's standing there. She was like, we going home, right? The girl says to leave. She said, we going home, right? And she said, yeah. Because for some reason, her heart is beating fast because this boy, he creeps her out. He really creeps her out. Like, she's scared. But she don't want nobody to know she's scared. So she just said, all right, we'll ride. So we gets in the car to go. I'm thinking we going home. I was like, well, can y'all take me home first? Because I live the farthest and I have to be at home at a certain time. And he said, yeah, cool. And she said, well, we got to pass my house. I said, you're not finna leave me in this car, girl, by myself, and I don't know them. And the boy that makes her uncomfortable said, ain't nobody finna do shit to you. Like, his whole attitude changed. And the girl said, I'm not saying you gonna do anything. I just don't know y'all like that, and I feel safe with my friends. And she says, girl, quit tripping. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. And he said, hey, before I take you home, let me run by my grandma's house real quick to see about her. And I said, well, dang, y'all couldn't do this before y'all got us. I was like, some of us got, on curfew. Now, the girl really wasn't on curfew. I ain't seen her mom in a couple of days, but she just had a bad feeling. And she didn't want to be in the car with them because, the boy creeps out. He was like, just hold up, just hold up. Like that. He said, just let me stop by. She stayed right down here. Now, where she stayed was close to like 34th. That's where my uncle stayed. That is not a good neighborhood. Okay? It is not a good neighborhood. It's like right down the street from 34th Street. And then it's right, I forgot the name of that corner store, but it was a store and there's always some shit used to pop off at that store. And it just, somebody always getting killed was always something. So this girl, she freaking out. I said, all right. So we pulls up to this little raggedy house. You can tell old people stayed there because the neighborhood, you can tell that that is the old side because you can tell that the older people always have like flowers or something like that. So I kind of had a feeling and knew it was his grandma's house. So when we get there, it didn't even smell like mothballs. So 9 times out of 10, it was his grandma's house. And back then, all the old people used mothballs. So we get to his grandmother's house, and they was like, hey, y'all get out. And I was like, I'll sit in the car. He was like, man, get your ass out of that hot-ass car. The guy that keep the girl, that the girl get uncomfortable. That's what he says to her. So we all get out the car. She is scared. Like, the girl is scared. She can feel her heartbeat because this the 90s. Nothing ever go as planned. It always some shit pop off, and it's always some creep-ass guy trying to do something to a little girl. That was the culture back then. Somebody always did something or putting a little girl, and I use little girl loosely, okay? She was a teen, let's say teen girl in my eyes, little girl, but an underage girl into some kind of situation. Like, I felt like, I still to this day, I say no one cared. Like, no one cared. Everybody knew, but no one cared because then nobody want nobody else in their business. I said what I said. So anyway, we go in the house, and time we get in the house, it wasn't even a good 2 seconds. The girl that's dating the guy that was driving the car, she said, hey, we'll be back. And the other friend that was like, girl, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you, she goes into another room. So it's like a 2 small house, so you can see to the back door, it's kind of like a shotgun house, so you can see to the back door. So she goes in a room, and I'm like, man, I knew this shit was gonna happen. And guess who's standing there? The girl whose brother that was with them, he's there. He said, hey, I'm finna go play the game. And then it's me, it's the female lead, it's the girl, and then it is the dude that creeps her out. So she's like standing there, he's standing up behind her, and he said, his brother was like, y'all know what time it is. And then the girl brother says, y'all know what time it is. And I say, what time it is? He said, shit, about to get fucked. Like that. He just said out the blue. I said, can I use your bathroom? Like that. And he said, the guy that creeped her out, the guys that he was like, yeah, just go down there and to the left. And we can get through, come back to the living room. That's what he said, like that. And I was like, okay, cool. And the girl brother starts laughing. And I was like, y'all full of shit. That's what I didn't say it. Well, we know it was me. I didn't say it, but he was like, y'all full of shit, like that. So I can hear my heartbeat. Let's just be honest. It's me. The girl is me. Because I can't. She goes to the bathroom. Now, the whole time she in the bathroom, she just like this. Because she don't know what's going to go down. But she knows something is about to go down. And she's scared. She don't want to be there. She's scared. So she in the bathroom. I mean, she got the bubbly. She got a shit, but she don't want the shit. She's scared. Like, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I can hear my heart. And he go knock on the door and he say, "You good?" And I say, "Yeah, my stomach hurt. I'll be out in a minute." He was like, "All right, I'm going back to the living room," like that. So she's sitting in the bathroom on the toilet. She starts to cry. All she know is she saw the back door. So her goal was, okay, she got to get out of here some way, because she know they not going to let her out of here. And even if she tell, ain't nobody going to do nothing. Ain't nobody. She done been down this road before. So she know the jig. Whatever gonna happen is gonna happen, and no one is gonna care. No one is gonna do anything. If something happened, all they gonna do it. All they gonna say is, "Well, why you took yourself over there, or why you went over there?" That was how stuff went down. That was the gist of stuff. When a girl got hurt, well, what she went down there, or when a girl was real young, she showed up pregnant, they would say, she fast. It'd be somehow the girl's fault. It'd be somehow our fault. Anyway, so she's sitting on the toilet, she's about to cry, and she just looks up. She looks up. And she stands up, and she like just turn around and look at her surrounding, and she sees a small window. And the window is cracked. It's like she looks up, she feel like a breeze, and she see a breeze, like the wind blowing through the window, and she was like, it was like a light bulb. And she crawls out the window. I crawl out the window, and I literally, it was a fence, and it was a pit on one side, and it had rained the day before, and it looked like a puddle, like the house is flooded on the other side. Shit, I ain't never jumped no fence before, but I jumped the fence that damn day, okay? And I run home. It took me a long time to get home because I had never walked that way, but I made it home, okay? And my brother was there waiting on me like, "Where the fuck you been?" And I told him what happened, and he was like, "Stay away from them hoes. Like, they always in some shit. Like such and so fat ass." Because I ain't gonna say no name, because the people that were with me probably looking at this and like, this bitch. But anyway, I ain't gonna say no names, but I'm just saying, this is true story. This is a true story. A boy say, "Girl, I was trying to do, is it true or false, or is it extra sauce?" But we'll do that another time. All of this is true. So anyway, she runs home. So some weeks go by, and she avoids the girls because they don't know. And my phone at the time, our house phone was cut off, so they couldn't even call and look for me. But I got the fuck on, okay, and did not care how anybody felt about it, okay. And so because I only saw them sometime after school. I didn't have classes with those girls, so I kind of ignored them, and like, they didn't know that my phone was cut back on, so I didn't say anything to them. Okay, I just ignored them, like, and they didn't care anyway. They probably, they didn't care, because when I did meet back up with them later, we didn't even talk about it. It was just like it never happened. So here it is. It's time to go again. Go to the office. It's my turn. A couple of weeks later, it's my turn to take the attendance to the office. So I know I'm gonna be late, but that day is over. It's in the past. So it never occurred to me that I was gonna see it. It didn't click. So I'm getting ready to leave school, and I take the mind. Most of all the kids is gone. So I'm gonna be walking by myself. I never walked with my brother. He always left me. My brother used to get the hell on, okay? And prior to, me and my brother got into a big fight. Somebody tried to jump my brother, and I beat their ass. So we kind of like, my brother, like, because my brother wasn't a fighter. My brother, he doesn't, like, he's not a wimp or anything. He just one of them kids that did not fight. He did not like confrontation, and he did not fight. So I remember my brother, when the bell rang, my brother used to get the fuck on me. I used to stand back and run my mouth. And I had like a little whole social life. So I used to lollygag, except for on the days where I had where I had to turn in the attendance. So this particular day, it was it was hardly nobody there. I don't know if I had to use the bathroom or what, but I was with the Scragglers. And this day, I think they had detention, right? Now, I'm getting ready to leave and I'm walking out. And I goes to look up and guess who I see? The boys in the Delta 88 standing out there smoking, right? And just getting into shit. So I freeze. It's like I freeze. I feel like I'm about to pee on myself because I haven't seen these boys in weeks. And the last time they see me, I went to the bathroom and they didn't see me anymore. So they don't know where I'm at. They don't got my phone number. My friends think my phone is cut off. So they, no one has seen me. No one don't know what's going on. I'm pretty sure they realized that I jumped out the window like this scary ass girl. I jumped out the window, but hey, it is what it is. It's the 90s. Shit go down in the 90s, okay? So I see him, and it's like I'm walking, and it's like maybe so I goes to look down like this and start walking, and I hear him say, "Hey girl, come here." Like that. And I look up, I said, "Huh?" And he said, "Come and let me talk to you for a minute." And I say, "I got to go home. I have to go home. I have to be at home at a certain time. If not, I'm going to get in trouble. I got to go home." And he said, "I ain't asked you that." He was like, "Hey, come and let me holler at you for a minute. Like, let me holler at you." Like that. And I was like, I got to, and out of nowhere, I started shaking. And I'm about to cry. I'm about to pee on myself. And I just feel something. I feel something. And I goes to walk to him. And I just hear it. I hear it and the person says, "I thought I told you to wait on me." Like that. And so I'm still walking, not paying attention that I heard some again. So I goes to walk some more. He was like, "Hey, come here for a minute." And I feel a hand, and I see the hand, I look down and I look up, and he says, "I thought I told you to wait on me." Like that. And I said, and I look, and it's the guy. It's the guy that stares at the girl in the lunchroom. And I was like, I said, "Well, I didn't see you. So I thought you had left." He said, "I told you to wait on me." He was like, "You can't be out here walking this time by yourself." When I say wait on me. And I said, "Okay." And the guy looked up. He said, "What's up?" And he says the boy name. He said, "What's up?" And I look at him, and he look at the guy, and the guy said, "What's up, cuz?" And I said, "You in the gang?" Like that. And he said, "Yeah." He said, "But that's not my cuz as in gang. That's my cousin." I said, "That's your people?" He said, "Yeah." And I said, "So y'all cool?" And he said, "No, we ain't cool. I don't like him like that." He said, "They from Kings Court. I'm from 34. We don't get down like that." And he said, "What's up?" He said, "What's up, D-Nut?" He said, "What's up, Debo?" Like that. And I said, "Debo, that's your name?" He said, "No, my name Dustin, but they call me Debo on my street." I said, "What you be doing, beating up people like that?" And he said, "Hell yeah," like that. And I was like, "Oh, for real?" He said, "Yeah." And I said, "Oh." And he said, "What's up?" And let's just call him Twan. He said, "What's up, Twan?" He said, "What's up, cuz?" And Twan say, "This you?" He said, "Yeah, this me." Like that. He said, "Oh, this you?" He said, "Yeah, this you. This me. He said, "Oh, cause I was trying to fuck." He said, "Not this one, my nigga. She good." Like that. And like, that was it. The boy never talked to me again. He never said anything to me. And Dustin, which is my husband, aka D-Nut, walked me home every day. Now, I live about 5 miles away from the school, and he lived almost probably like right at 1.5, 2. He would walk past his neighborhood and walk me to the end of my neighborhood. Now, my neighborhood is West, and I stand on the hill, and like the dudes in my hood really didn't like guys that's not from our hood to pretty much walk to pretty much come to our neighborhood. Like it was like battle of the hoods. Like if you weren't from that hood, you didn't go. You didn't go into the hood. you know, that you weren't a part of. But every day, y'all, he would walk me home. No one messed with me. No one started shit with me. Like, he would walk me home. And we became the best of friends. And baby, when I tell you a friendship was born, and I've been sticking to his ass like glue for years. Okay? That nigga been putting up with me for years, okay? And guess what? I've been on 10 all my life. All my life I've been on 10. I'm a 10. I done tried to turn it down. I done tried to meet myself down. But I'm 42 and I'm at a time in my life. If you can't take me on 10, hey, kiss my ass. This is what you're going to get. This is natural. I'm always loud. My energy is always loud. This is natural. Even when I'm quiet. Even when I'm quiet, I'm loud. So I would say, is it true or is it false or is it extra sauce? But all of it true, all of it happened. That's how me and my husband met. That's the first story is how me and my husband met. The second story, how boy saves girl, how boy meets girl, how boy saves girl. And that's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. My husband will tell you his version. His version more like lovey-dovey. My version more like the hood version. But that's just how we met. He saved me. And I all the bad stuff that didn't happen to me as a child, that moment will always be one of the best moments of my life, me meeting my husband. Babe, if you're looking at this, love ya. Okay, you guys, that was a bit of my story time. This is gonna be a part 1 and a part 2 because this is obviously is long. You guys have a happy day. If ain't nobody told y'all that they love y'all today, I just want you to know, to all my sisters and brothers, I love you. I don't know you, but I love you. I literally tell people, I go get coffee every day. And I talk to them, and it's a sister that be there, and she is so sweet, and I always tell her, hey, you have a good day. I don't know you like that, but I want you to know I love you. So I don't know you guys like that, but I want you to know I love you. Something about, especially my sisters, my black sisters, if I see a sis, and if it's on me to say I love you, I would say I love you. Because I do. I truly do. And I just want y'all to know, to the few followers I got that follow me and that talk to me, I appreciate y'all. I started this thing in November. Here we is a couple of months later, and I'm right at 2,000 views. Not views, 2,000 followers, and I appreciate it. It may not be much, but if I get one follower, that's enough for me. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this to get rich. I'm just doing this because people in the salon always say, hey, you should do it, because I love listening to you. I love talking to you. I love your stories. I love your conversation, and I love your vibe. So I said, why not? Let's give it a try. So this is me. This is my story time. Like I said, I'm not doing this for promotion money. I don't read books for promotion money. I just do it because it's fun. You guys be blessed. If ain't nobody told you that they love you, I love you. And you all have a happy reading.